Good afternoon to all of you all. Today we shall see about the Wheatson's bridge. Before we do that, let us see these two simple circuits. We've got two resistors R1 and R2 in series. So the same current flows through them. It is the same current which flows through them. Now the voltage V will divide as V1 and V2. So V is V1 plus V2. By Ohm's law, we can say V1 is I into R1 and V2 is I into R2. Therefore, I can say V1 is to V2 would be R1 is to R2. So, I could write V1 as V by the total voltage V divided by the total parts R1 plus R2 into R1. Similarly, I could write V2 as V by R1 plus R2 into R2. Had there been three resistors, well, V1 is to V2 is to V3 would be R1 is to R2 is to R3. That is, the voltages are in a series circuit, in a voltages across the resistance in a series circuit are in the direct ratio of the resistances. If you come here, there will be a charging current and the same charge will reside on both the capacitors. So you will have a charge Q here, you have a charge Q here, plus minus plus minus. So again you will have V is equal to V1 plus V2. Now V1 would be Q by C1 and V2 would be Q by C2. Therefore, V1 is to V2 would be 1 by C1 is to 1 by C2, or that would be C2 is to C1. So, the voltages across capacitors in series are in the inverse ratio of the capacitances. So, I can say V1 is equal to V by C1 plus C2, total number of parts C1 plus C2 into C2, and into C2, and V2 would be V by C1 plus C2 into C1. Well, if there had been three capacitors, we would do it V1 is to V2 is to V3 would be 1 by C1 is to 1 by C2 is to 1 by C3. So we will use these results when we do the Wheatson's bridge. Yes. So let us see what is the Wheatson's bridge. The Wheatson's bridge basically consists of 5 resistors and a cell. 4 of the resistors are on the sides of a square. 4 of the resistors are on the sides of the square. The 5th resistor is along one diagonal and the cell is along the other diagonal. This I will call this as R1, this is R2, R3, R4 and R5. I will call these nodes as A, B, I will call this as D and this as E. The applied voltage is V. This is the Wheatson's bridge with resistors. Now in this, the bridge is said to be balanced if the potential of D and the potential of E are the same. If the potential of D and the potential of E are the same, the bridge is said to be balanced. So if the potential of D and E happens to be the same, there would be no current through this in this branch, and therefore R5 is in a vector, that is, it has no role, it's just a dummy and it can be removed. Now, if VD is equal to VE, I can say the potential difference across A and D, VAD, should be equal to the potential difference across A and E, VAE. Okay. And I can also say the potential difference across D and D, potential difference across D and B will be the potential difference across E and D, VEB. So let's write what is VAD. V volts is applied across A and B. So it will divide in the direct ratio of the resistances. VAD would be V by R1 plus R2 into R1. VAE would be V by R3 plus R4 into R3. For this, VDB equals VEB. Let's write this. VDB will be V by R1 plus R2 into R2. R1 plus R2 into R2. That is equal to VEB. V by R3 plus R4 into R4. Now let's simply divide this and this. Let's divide both these. If you divided both these, you will have V by R1 plus R2 cancelling, V by R3 plus R4, V by R3 plus R4 cancelling, and you will be left with R1 by R2 is equal to R3 by R4. Let me write this result here. R1 by R2 is equal to R3 by R4. Now let's replace these resistances by a capacitor. Let us have a balanced Wheatstone bridge again with capacitors. Let us see what is the outcome of that. So if this condition is mentioned, if this condition is satisfied, the Wheatstone bridge is balanced. So let us find the condition for balanced Wheatstone bridge when we have capacitors. So I'll draw 4 capacitors here. C1, C2, C1, C2, C3, C4. This is A, B, D, and E. You're saying that it is balanced. So VD is equal to VE. Same logic. Now VAB, VAD, VAD V equals VAE, VAE. So, and I can also say VDB, VDB equals VEB, VEB. VAD, the voltage across that will be in the inverse ratio of these two capacitances. So V by C1 plus C2 into C2. Here VAE, again in the inverse ratio of the capacitances, V by C3 plus C4 into C4. VDB, V by C1 plus C2 into C1. VEB, V by C3 plus C4 into C3. Yeah, so this is one equation and this is one equation. Let's divide it. If you divide it, this will cancel. This will also cancel. And I get C2 by C1 is equal to C4 by C3. Or if I rearrange this, if I take the reciprocal, let's say, C1 by C2 will be equal to C3 by C4. C1 by C2 equals C3 by C4. I have written that result there. Now, instead of C3 and C4 here, we would like to have resistors. I'll call that R3 and R4. So now, again it's the balance condition. We are assuming it's a balanced Wheatstone bridge. So potential of D and potential of E is the same. So now I can say VAD equals VAE. That would mean VAD would be V by C1 plus C2 into C2, inverse ratio of the capacitances. VAE, direct ratio of the resistances. V by R3 plus R4 into R3. Now I can say VDB equals VEB. VDB would be V by C1 plus C2 into C1. VEB would be V by R3 plus R4 into R4. So let's divide these two. V by C1 plus C2 cancels. V by R3 plus R4 cancels. I get C2 by C1 is equal to R3 by R4, or if I in the standard way, C1 by C2 will be R4 by R3. So C1 by C2 is equal to R4 by R3. So just check out this R1, R2, R3, R4, C1, C2, C3, C4, C1, C2, R4, R3. It's not R3 by R4. Thank you.